In a world where social media timelines are flooded with selfies, travel photos, and carefully edited moments, there exists a quiet group of people who choose silence. They scroll, observe, and interact, but their own photos are nowhere to be found. No profile pictures changing every month, no face reveals, no public proof of their daily lives. At first glance, society labels them as shy, insecure, or antisocial. But psychology tells a very different story. People who don't post their photos on social media are often deeply self-aware. They understand that online platforms are not neutral spaces. Every image becomes a statement, every post an invitation for judgment. Instead of participating in this unspoken competition, they step back. This choice is not accidental, it is intentional. For many of them, identity is something internal, not something that needs to be displayed. They don't feel the urge to validate their existence through likes, comments, or views. While others may feel invisible without online attention, these individuals feel complete without it. Their confidence does not depend on digital applause. Psychologists explain that social media creates a mirror effect, where people constantly measure themselves against others. Faces, bodies, lifestyles, and happiness are compared relentlessly. Those who avoid posting photos often want to protect their mental peace. They understand that comparison silently damages self-esteem even when we think it doesn't. Another key reason is control. Once a photo is uploaded, it no longer belongs solely to the person in it. It can be saved, shared, judged, or misunderstood. People who value control over their personal narrative prefer to keep their image offline. They decide who sees them, when, and how in real life, not through screens. This silence does not mean they lack a life worth sharing. In fact, many of them live deeply fulfilling lives. They travel, laugh, love, and grow, just without broadcasting it. Their memories are stored in their minds, not on servers. The first lesson from these silent profiles is simple yet powerful. Visibility is not the same as value. Just because someone is unseen online does not mean they are absent in life. Sometimes, the quietest people are the most grounded. This part sets the foundation. Choosing not to post photos is not weakness, it is awareness. Modern social media trains the brain to seek approval. Likes become rewards, comments become reassurance, views become proof of worth. But people who don't post their photos often escape this psychological loop. These individuals usually possess what psychologists call internal validation. Their sense of self-worth comes from personal values, achievements, and real-world relationships, not from digital feedback. They don't need strangers to confirm their beauty, success, or happiness. Posting photos creates subconscious expectations. Will people like it? Will they comment? Did it perform better than the last post? Over time, this turns confidence into a fragile structure dependent on algorithms. People who avoid posting photos refuse to place their self-esteem in the hands of a platform. Interestingly, research shows that excessive social media validation can increase anxiety and emotional dependency. People begin to associate self-worth with numbers. Those who step away from photo posting protect themselves from this trap. Another important factor is authenticity. Many people feel they must present a filtered, perfected version of themselves online. Smiles must look effortless. Lives must appear exciting. For some, this feels dishonest. They would rather be real than impressive. These individuals often believe that confidence does not need an audience. They don't perform happiness, they experience it. They don't document success, they live it. This mindset allows them to move freely without the pressure of public opinion. There is also emotional maturity involved. They understand that attention is temporary, but peace is lasting. Instead of chasing visibility, they choose stability. Instead of being admired by many, they prefer being understood by a few. This part reveals a strong truth. Not posting photos can be a sign of emotional independence. It shows the ability to exist without applause, to be content without constant reassurance. True confidence whispers. It doesn't need to shout. For people who don't post photos, privacy is not fear, it is power. In an age where personal data is currency, choosing privacy is an act of intelligence. Photos reveal more than faces. They show locations, habits, relationships, routines, and emotions. Every image leaves a digital footprint. Some individuals are deeply aware of this and choose caution over exposure. Psychologically, valuing privacy often aligns with strong personal boundaries. These people know where their personal life ends and where public life begins. They don't feel obligated to share every chapter of their story. Another reason is emotional safety. Once a photo is public, it invites interpretation. Compliments feel good, but criticism cuts deep. Some people simply don't want their appearance to become a topic of discussion. They protect their emotional space by staying unseen. There is also cultural and personal upbringing involved. Many individuals were raised believing that not everything needs to be shared. Happiness, for them, is sacred, not performative. Privacy also allows freedom. When no one is watching, expectations disappear. Life becomes less about impressions and more about experiences. These individuals live without the pressure of keeping up an online image. This part teaches us that privacy is not secrecy. It is self-respect. People who don't post photos are often observers. They understand social media as a stage, and they choose not to perform on it. They watch trends rise and fall. They notice how people change personalities online. They see how happiness is exaggerated and pain is hidden. This awareness creates distance. Observers tend to think deeply. They analyze behavior rather than participate blindly. This psychological distance allows them to stay grounded in reality, while others get lost in virtual identities. They prefer real conversations over digital reactions, eye contact over emojis, memories over screenshots. This does not make them antisocial, it makes them selective. Not posting photos does not mean insecurity. Often, it means clarity. These individuals have learned that life is not a performance. Happiness is not content. Identity is not a profile. They choose peace over popularity, depth over display, reality over recognition. And in a world obsessed with being seen, choosing to remain unseen is sometimes the strongest statement of all.